Welcome here to Talk FCB and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, for some Barça news and reaction, because of course last night Barça were in action against AC Milan, a 4-goal thriller in America. We're also going to be talking about Dani Olmo's move to Barça, and is the Nico Williams to Barça deal still alive? Is it? Is it really? We've got to talk all about that and more, so come on. And let's do this. But I want to start by saying a very big thank you indeed to the super thanks donations coming in on the channel. Great one here coming in from Sadiq. Thank you very much for that. And a nice comment here coming in from Victor, who says that I think that Dani Olmo wasn't really needed, but we'll still hope for a successful outcome from the deal. And we are going to be talking about that. But let's start here with the USA tour, because Barça did indeed end their tour of America with a penalty shootout defeat to AC Milan. And I think Barca actually did really well to recover from what was a terrible start to the game. We were 2-0 down after just 15 minutes of it. But obviously, this is pre-season. This is the perfect time, really, to make a few mistakes, to see exactly what we're dealing with, to rectify those errors. That's the most important thing. And ultimately, to build and grow as you go on. And I think even last night we saw yet more positive signs, as we have throughout all of these 3 games in America. Now, yet again, one of those positive signs for me simply has to be Marc Casado, again in midfield. I thought he played a very, very good match there. Really good all-round performance from him. He was starting yet again. It's another game that Hansi Flick wants to see him from the off, and he also played the full 90 minutes. And I think that's a testament there to exactly how keen Flick is on him. He wants him in his team. He wants to see the influence there of Casado, and he wants to give him every opportunity, I feel, to fully nail down a place in this starting lineup. This time, though, Casado did indeed line up alongside Christensen from the beginning of the game instead of Marc Bernal, and I think actually Barca really improved in the second half once we actually saw the arrival of Bernal in the game. And Casado and Bernal as a duo have been so impressive, and yet again we saw evidence of that last night. And Flick after the game, I think, gave his biggest indication yet that again we're not going into the market for a pivot. We do not feel that is necessary. He said there we've got several midfield players with great quality who are currently out injured. But he said when they come back, we're going to be a better team. And I think that we're well covered in that area. So Flick openly saying now he feels like in midfield, we're well covered. We do not need any further signings in that area. But it was also very interesting, of course, looking at the attacking side of the game. First of all, to see Rafinha lining up in a left wing position there. I think that's something we're definitely going to see throughout the season here. Flick really likes the profile of Rafinha. I do think Rafinha can be very, very effective in a Hansi Flick system, and he showed plenty of good signs last night, especially as well from that left-hand side. He also got the assist cutting in there for Lewandowski's first goal of the game. And on Lewandowski, really great to see him scoring 2 goals here. I think he needed these goals in terms of the hard work, in terms of the confidence there. That's very, very important for him to get that brace and move forward here in the season. And especially the first goal, really clinical finish, just outside the box it was. And that's the kind of clinical finishing that Hansi Flick, he's not only going to be asking of Lewandowski, he is going to be demanding that kind of level from him. But it was also, by the way, guys, really promising game again from Pau Victor, because yet again he proved for me that he can play right across that forward line. He actually operated again on the right side of attack, and he got himself really heavily involved in front of goal. And it's important, I think, that he shows that versatility, that he's not only good as a 9, but he can play in wide areas. He can be useful in so many positions. And I think especially when you think about Lewandowski here, he might actually enjoy and thrive playing with Pau Victor. You know, it doesn't necessarily need to be one or the other here. You can deploy both at the same time. You know, Pau Victor yesterday assisting Lewandowski's second goal. Really nice chip across goal to give him an easy finish. And before that, they nearly combined for a wonderful goal there. Lewandowski backheeling the ball into Pau Victor. He finished it well, but it was just offside. So I think here the two can play together. They can play very well together. And Lewandowski actually might benefit from having somebody that close to him in attack. And I did think it was very, very good there to hear after the game from Lewandowski, again speaking about Hansi Flick and what we can expect from him as the Barcelona coach. And Lewandowski clearly said, we should not stop attacking after taking a 1-0 lead. He said we should not be doing that. He said we have to continue to go for more, because that is the DNA of this club. That's what Barca stands for. And he says there that Hansi Flick fits that DNA very, very well with his offensive approach. Yet again there, another example of what Hansi Flick is going to bring. That offensive mentality on the front foot. Keep going for more and do not stop until you are well out of sight. And even then, he's not going to allow you to put the brakes on. But what about Hansi Flick's brand new signing at Barca? The first big acquisition that he is going to get under his belt. That is Dani Olmo, because he did actually land in Barcelona last night on a flight there. He was alongside Deco after the deal was closed earlier on in the day in Leipzig after quite intense negotiations they were on Tuesday. And those inside of the club apparently, and indeed Hansi Flick, what they value about Dani Olmo is his versatility. That's what we're hearing right now in the media. Now we know his best position is going to be as that number 10 in a central position, in a central role, as we saw him play for the Spanish national team. That's where I want to see him. You know, that's where he's clearly playing his best football. That's where he feels most confident, and he's most involved in that area, especially in front of goal as well. But I do already get the impression that we are going to see him deployed in different roles. And I think here we may see him in a wide area, you know, at times. I hope we're not just going to stick him there permanently. That would be, for me, unfair on Dani Olmo. But I do feel like we're going to use that versatility there, depending on the system, depending on who's fit and available in the Barcelona team. And I do trust in Hansi Flick here to get the best out of Dani Olmo, to play to his strengths. He usually does get the best out of these kinds of players there. And I think Olmo does fit the Flick style of play very, very well. But I just think what's important here now for Olmo coming in, and especially given the transfer fee, given the scrutiny surrounding the signing, really important for me that he hits the ground running. Very, very important that he simply just follows on from what he was doing for Spain, all of those good, encouraging performances, bring that to Barca and start well here. Start with real momentum behind you, because that's really important here to do at a big club, big expectations, big transfer fee. Dani Olmo will have to deliver, and we're all hoping he can. However, guys, that was not the only significant transfer news from yesterday, because we've got a big report here coming in that Barca finally received the 40 million euros they'd been waiting for. Originally, of course, that was owed by Libero. That money has not arrived. Ever since January, we've been waiting on that money to come in. Barca have finally secured those funds. And obviously, we've been waiting for this to happen. You know, we've been waiting the whole transfer window, really. And could this moment now be the key to unlocking the Nico Williams deal? That's the question. Because let's again look at what happened yesterday. When Nico Williams returned to training at Athletic Club, he was actually approached there by their in-house media on social media there, of course. They posted a video, Athletic Club, and Nico said, "I'm back, and I'm really looking forward to the season. Vamos Athletic." That is interesting there, because is that him saying, I'm staying? Is that the message there? It's not clear. You know, again, it's not an obvious message to say, look, I'm here wearing these colours and I'm here for the season at Athletic. That's not really what you get from those words there. But you could understand some people thinking, well, that is game over though. That really has to be it here. Nico back in training with Athletic. It's just not going to happen. And already in the media we're hearing links there. Federico Chiesa, he's been apparently offered to Barca by Juventus. They're actively looking to sell him this summer. And at a cut price as well. Maybe 15, 20 million euros for the 26-year-old Italian. We're also hearing today about Kingsley Coman. He's also been offered to Barca by Bayern. They are keen also to move him on, and he could even be available on a loan deal this summer. That's somebody, of course, don't forget, that Hansi Flick knows very, very well and has scored some big goals for him too. But this is the thing, because you listen to the rumours in the media, you listen to the players here who are being linked to Barca, wingers. Barca don't seem to care. Barca do not seem to be looking at any other alternatives. And again, my mind just says, why not? If it wasn't happening, if nothing is going on here with Nico, if the deal is indeed dead, why would you not be looking elsewhere? And that is why, even today, the media say Barca have not given up. Barca do not believe this deal is dead, and they still have a certain amount of confidence when it comes to Nico Williams. They believe this deal can still happen. Gerard Romero says the saga is not done yet. And remember here, even by signing Dani Olmo, that doesn't necessarily mean it's game over for Nico. Because Barca have always maintained they wanted both this summer. They wanted to do an incredible transfer window here, signing Nico and Dani Olmo, and they believe they can make that happen. And that is why here we are entering into a situation whereby you're on one side or the other. Either Barca are working in absolute silence. They are doing things behind the scenes. They are working on deals here. They are looking at this Nico situation, and in silence, they actually have it under control. They are cooking up magic in the shadows. Are they doing that? Is it honestly possible they could be doing that? Or this is just nonsense. This is just prolonging the inevitable, which is that Nico is back in Bilbao, he is back in training, and he indeed is going to stay there for the coming season. What is it? Which side are we on right now? Is it possible that Barca are cooking something up? Is it possible here that Barca could pull off an unbelievable last-minute winner in the transfer market with Nico Williams? Or is nothing happening? Is this all hope and, us wanting it to happen, us believing that maybe it could happen, but it just won't in the end? And I want to know, guys, which side you stand on right now. Do you believe that it's still possible that this deal can happen? Do you still share Barca's enthusiasm on Nico Williams? Or is it game over? And Dani Olmo was the one big signing this summer. Please do let me know, guys, all of your thoughts right now in the comments down below. I will see you soon, where there will be lots more videos on the way. Thank you indeed for your great support. But until next time, as always, Vishka, El Barça.